What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Coach Rob back with an important video. This is a video that I've been meaning to do for like 6 months now. When I was going to do it, my boy Drag Doc, shout out to Drag Doc, he did an excellent video on how to get compliments, and he went through the stages of it and how to wear fragrances and appearance and etc. And a lot of other people have touched on it, but this is a question that I get countless times. I receive a lot of PMs, comments on my video. People may ask me, how do you get compliments? What's my way? Because as you all know, I talk about compliments a lot. I wear my fragrances to get compliments. So, who else to tell you how to get compliments? Now, with this, I didn't really want to, like I said, I didn't really want to do a video behind Drag Dot because he touched on a lot of topics, so I'm not going to go over the whole spectrum of things of what I feel are important in getting compliments, unless this video does good. If people like this video and you want to see more, I'll go into other ways of getting compliments, but I'm going to start off with what I feel is my #1 way of getting compliments, and that's communication. And you're probably wondering, what do I mean by communication? Now, a lot of people tell you, dress nice, look sharp, have a nice watch, things like that. That's going to get you compliments. You be well groomed. And I somewhat agree with that, but that's not the #1 way you're going to get compliments. That's not the #1 determining factor which is going to allow you to get compliments. Everybody knows that. But I've known in my past, I'll go to the gym, I mean not to the gym, but to the mall with a t-shirt, sweats, and some Air Maxes on, and I get just as much compliments as I would wearing a three-piece suit with a nice tie. For me, it didn't really matter. What I found what was the most important aspect in getting compliments was engaging communication with people. You have to talk to people. You have to get in their personal space and engage a rapport with people. That's how you get compliments. And I'm gonna give you an example. So who can you do this with? Let me give you an example. People that already have to communicate with you are more likely to give you a compliment than a person you walk past on the street. Whether you got a Tom Ford suit, head to toe, Tom Ford shoes, watch, Rolex, and you know what I'm saying, got Tom Ford on, you ain't getting a compliment. You're not guaranteed to get a compliment by a stranger that walks past you. #1 reason being, we've all been told as little kids, don't speak to strangers. A lot of us grew up as adults with this defense mechanism on not to talk to people that we don't know. This person may be crazy. So even if I walk past you, or most people walk past someone, they may catch a whiff and say, wow, that's the best thing that I smelled. But they're not about to stop and say, hey, sir, come here, come here. Hey, you smell so great. Can you tell me what you have on? That's not happening. That's not reality. And if I base my compliments on that, I rarely would ever talk about compliments on here on YouTube, because that happens once in a blue moon. I have had people stop me and say that, but that's probably, I mean, I can't even count the times that happen. That's like almost non-existent. So the majority of the compliments that I get, that I talk about on YouTube, are from people, like I said, that have to engage communication with you. Sales clerks. I've had bailiffs, clerks at in the courts, waitresses, bartenders, people at the sales clerk at Sephora, Nordstrom's. These are places to where it's their job for them to come up and talk to you. So it's more likely that a person that already has to talk to you, that's getting paid to talk to you and help you, will give you a compliment versus a person that you walk past on the street. Most of my compliments I get are in the mall, or somewhere, like I said, at a restaurant. When the waiter comes over, she's overlooking me, looking at the menu, and I'm like, hey, how does this taste? What's this? She's on top of me, and her job is to make sure I have a pleasant experience, right? So she's gonna tell me about the menu. She's gonna tell me what the specials are, and while she's over me, she may say, hey, but by the way, you smell good. What are you wearing? That'll be a compliment, because that was somebody that had to engage communication with me. When I go shopping, when I go, I shop at pretty much Express, H&M, Zara, Foreign Exchange, and lately I don't really shop there, but I've been there with my girlfriend to Forever 21, and I'm gonna get back into that. For you single guys out there, you need to shop at Forever 21, because it's predominantly women in there, and they got a men's section now, so you have a reason to be in there. Besides, you have a reason to be in there. So start going to Forever 21. I'll get into that later on in this video. So when I'm shopping, when I'm picking out a shirt, I'm talking to the clerk, and like I said, we're already engaged in communication. She'll say something like, "Wow, you smell good. What are you wearing?" She doesn't have that defense mechanism that most people on the street would have, because she's in a safe environment. She's in an environment where she needs to talk to people and make sure people's experience, buying experiences was good. So that's where you're going to get, or at least that's where I get most of my compliments. People that I engage, or they engage communication with me. So you know you guys that want more compliments, you need to learn to communicate. That's the number one way that you're gonna get compliments. Now, the way I learned to do this was back in the day when I was single. You know what I mean. I used to approach women a lot. I used to always talk to women, and I would use like a department store personnel, like say for instance H&M. Well, they didn't have H&M back then, but let's say for instance H&M. This will be a good way for you guys that are scared to talk to women. I'm gonna give you a pickup tip too. Talk to women in department stores. Now, for you ladies that may be watching this, or for some of you guys that it's no thing for you to talk to women, a lot of us, including me back in the day, were intimidated to talk to a super attractive woman. You know what I mean? Put them on this pedestal way up here somewhere, and you get anxiety, you get nervous, you don't know what to say, because for some reason you think an attractive woman don't speak English or something, like she's not down to earth, or she's not cool, or have a personality. You know what I mean? You put them somewhere to where they're just what I'm saying, unattainable, and that's not the case. So I would go in department stores and talk to these women. Like for instance, most of us, you go in the department store, first thing they ask you, hey, how can I help you? You looking for anything in particular? Do you need me help find something? Most guys say, no, I'm good, I'm cool, I'm just looking. Don't ever do that. For you single guys, don't ever do that. This is your opportunity to talk to an attractive woman and interact with her, communicate with her. You know what I mean? This is time to practice your game. And so back then, in my single days, a lady sales clerk would come up to me, ask me if I need help. I'm like, yeah, I need help. I'm looking. This is my size. I'm looking for something in these colors. I'm looking for something to wear for winter, and they'll help me out. I have them, pick my whole outfit out. You know what I'm saying? Which is another way for you guys that's trying to step your game up. Your dress game, your wardrobe. You're looking for a way to find something to wear that you wouldn't normally pick out. When you go to these department stores, have these women pick out your outfit for you. I'm telling you, sometimes they come up with some nice stuff, and it's a good way for you guys to go back and forth. And usually in this process is where I would get a compliment. So while the clerk is helping me pick out my shirts, helping me pick out my pants, you could say something for you single guys. You could say something like, man, I just met you and you're already dressing me up like I'm your boyfriend. And usually at that point, a woman would say something like, "Oh no, I'm just doing my job." And at that point, you can transition into, well, are you single? Do you have a boyfriend? And just what you would normally dress him in. And what I've learned with women is that you gotta throw those little innuendos out there. And when you say something like that, she's gonna do one or two things. She's gonna say, "No, I don't have a boyfriend." If she says no, she doesn't have a boyfriend, that most of the times, 9 out of 10 times, is your cue to go further in and dig a little bit deeper. If she says, no, I do have a boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, I do dress like this sometimes, or whatever, that's your cue to leave it alone. Because usually what I've experienced, if a woman tells you she doesn't have a boyfriend, usually you have a chance. Sometimes they're just being honest and say, yeah, I don't have a boyfriend. They're still not interested in you. But sometimes they're letting you know that they don't have a boyfriend for a reason. Because if she's not interested, even if she really doesn't have a boyfriend, she's just going to lie and say, I do. I have a boyfriend, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. So to let you know that stop where you starting at. You know what I'm saying? She's getting off that bus. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would normally do in the back in the day. But today, man, in a relationship, I talk to these women. Like the other day, I was shopping at Express, and I was buying a sweater or whatever, and I'm trying it on. I'm like, hey, talk to a lady. Does this look good? Does it look too big, or should I get a smaller? She's like, no, you need to, you got a nice physique. You should get a smaller size. It'll look better on you. You know what I mean? It brings out your, your muscles or whatever. You know what I mean? So we going back and forth, and then she, helping me put on a sweater and stuff and button it up. So obviously she's behind me, helping me put on the sweater. She catches a whiff or whatever I had on that day, and was like, wow, you smell good. What is this? So these are people, like I said, that are engaged in communication with me, or I'm engaged in communication with them. These are where you're going to get the majority of your compliments. Doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what you have on. Now, I'm not saying, no, I don't want to go that far and say you can go in there looking crazy and hair all scrubbed, looking like a mess. But if you look halfway decent, long as you engage in communication, as long as you have a cool personality, you can get a compliment. You don't have to be wearing a two-piece suit to get a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of times I've dressed down and received compliments from people that I engage communication with. Now, the other people that normally you'll get a compliment from are family, friends, and these are people that have no defense mechanism up. These are people you're close with, so obviously they'll give you a compliment. But with me on my videos, I don't really count those. You know what I'm saying? I only count the unsolicited, compliments that I get through my communication throughout the day. So that's what you guys need to practice. You know what I'm saying? When you're in a bar, when you in the mall, when you in those kind of places, communicate with people. If you have a job, like some of you guys probably work in the office like I used to do, sit in the cubicle all day. You watch these videos like, man, hell no, ain't no way they're getting this many compliments. I don't never get compliments. You don't get compliments because of your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You're not around enough people. You're not talking to people. If you sit in front of a computer all day, like I used to do, this is what my day consisted of back in the day. 8 hours, from 7 to 4:30, I think my hours were 7 to 4:30. I'm sitting in front of the computer. Lunch, I go to lunch, sit in my car sometimes, or I go to a restaurant real quick, pick up a burrito or something like that, and come back, sit there till 4:30, get in my car, go to the gym, come home, watch TV. How many compliments do you think I'm gonna get throughout my day in a lifestyle like that? Pretty much none. So for you guys that sitting here and you don't believe people get compliments, you're not getting compliments sitting in front of in a cubicle in front of a computer all day, going to the gym, going home. You got to be out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to be going to clubs. You got to be going to lounges. You got to be going to bars. When you go into the mall, you got to talk to people. You got to make sure your days are consumed with you engaging communication with people. And I guarantee you, your numbers will increase by tenfold if you just make an effort to where every time you go to a mall or you're in, you talk to a salesperson, especially at Nordstrom's, places like that, they got some attractive women working in them stores. Nordstrom, even Mac, there's nothing in Mac for a man, but I would go in Mac and talk to women and be like, hey, I'm looking for something for my sister. I want my sister to be, look at, like you, had the makeup on like you. Your makeup is beautiful. You know what I mean? I'm sure your boyfriend likes that. And then she may say something like, oh, no, I don't really have a man. Then there you go. There goes your transition. You know what I mean? So for you single guys, go to the mall, talk to women, allow the women to help you, and try to slip in, what I'm saying, some communication and see how further you can go with that. Because also that helped me as a single guy, just being able to approach people, learning what to talk, and kind of like, if you guys watch like freestyle rappers, you probably watch their videos saying, there's no way these guys are freestyling, they're writing this stuff down. But over time, you develop these skills. It's kind of like lifting weights. When I first did a bench press, my arms were like all over the place. I couldn't, control it. But over time, your muscles develop. You develop stabilizing muscles, and now you just got to push that weight. Same thing with the mind. When you're constantly talking to people, constantly engaging in communication, you develop skills to talk to these women. I know I'm kind of going back and forth, sidetracked. I turned in a compliment video into a date pickup video, but I know somebody out there can benefit from that. So anyway, I'm gonna sum this up and basically leave it on this note. To receive more compliments, more important than the way you dress, more important than the way you look, more important than how much money you make, what type of phrase you're wearing, whether it's designer or niche, is how you interact with people, your personality, and your communication skills. If you practice those three things, personality, communication skills, you know what I'm saying, and engaging communication for one, I guarantee you, you will increase your compliments. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Depending on what the ladies say, determines what I spray. Peace.